Have you ever experienced a moment in your life when something you truly wanted suddenly disappeared? Perhaps there was an opportunity you worked hard for that slipped away at the last minute. Maybe a relationship you believed would last ended unexpectedly. Or perhaps there was a plan you carefully built that suddenly collapsed, leaving you wondering why everything fell apart just when it seemed to be moving forward. In moments like these, it is natural to feel confused or disappointed. You may have asked yourself why things had to happen that way, or why the path you believed was right for you suddenly closed without warning. For many people, these experiences feel like setbacks or failures. When something important disappears from our lives, it is easy to assume that something went wrong or that we somehow lost the chance we were meant to have. The emotions that follow these moments can be difficult. Frustration, doubt, and uncertainty often appear together, making it hard to understand what direction life is moving toward. However, for many chosen ones, moments like these can hold a deeper meaning that is not always visible at first. What appears to be a loss on the surface may actually be a form of protection. Sometimes, destiny quietly removes certain situations, opportunities, or relationships not to punish you, but to keep you from walking down a path that was never meant for you in the first place. This idea can feel difficult to accept while you are living through the experience. When something ends or disappears, the immediate feeling is often disappointment. Yet as time passes, many people begin to see those moments differently. When they look back on their lives years later, they start recognizing that certain things they once wanted so badly might not have been right for them after all. In fact, those closed doors may have protected them from situations that could have led to greater difficulty, pain, or confusion. There are countless stories of people who once felt devastated when a particular opportunity disappeared, only to later realize that losing that opportunity led them towards something far better. A job that once seemed perfect may have prevented them from discovering a career that truly aligned with their purpose. A relationship that ended may have created space for healthier connections in the future. A plan that failed may have redirected them toward a path that allowed them to grow in ways they never imagined. When viewed from this perspective, what once felt like failure begins to look more like guidance. Destiny does not always protect people by giving them exactly what they want. Sometimes protection appears through the removal of something that could have led them away from their true path. For the chosen one, this type of protection often becomes clearer over time. Their life may include many moments where things did not work out the way they expected. Opportunities may appear and disappear. Relationships may change unexpectedly. Plans may shift in ways that feel confusing at first. But as the journey continues, many chosen ones begin noticing a pattern within these experiences. They start realizing that certain doors closed precisely when those paths were no longer meant for them. Certain people left their lives at moments when those relationships no longer aligned with their growth. And certain opportunities vanished just before they could lead them into environments that would have limited their future. This does not mean that every challenge is easy to understand right away. Destiny often works in ways that only become clear with time, but when the chosen one reflects on their journey, they often begin recognizing how many moments of apparent loss were actually moments of protection. In this video, we are going to explore why destiny often protects the chosen one and how that protection can appear in ways that are not always obvious in the moment. We will also look at some of the signs that may indicate that destiny is quietly guiding and protecting your path, even when life seems uncertain. If this message resonates with you and reminds you of experiences in your own life, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who may need to hear this message today, and subscribe to the channel for more messages created especially for the chosen ones. One of the first ways destiny protects the chosen one is by quietly removing things from their life that were never truly meant to remain. This process does not always feel gentle or easy. In fact, it often appears in moments that initially feel like loss. A relationship may end without warning. An opportunity that seemed certain may disappear at the very last moment. A plan that required months or even years of effort may suddenly fail to unfold the way you expected. When these moments happen, the immediate reaction is often confusion. The chosen one may begin questioning why something they worked so hard for did not succeed. They may wonder why a relationship that once felt meaningful suddenly came to an end. They may replay certain moments in their mind, searching for answers and asking themselves whether they could have done something differently. In the moment, these experiences often feel like setbacks. It can appear as though something valuable has been taken away. Yet for many chosen ones, these moments later reveal a different meaning. Over time, they begin recognizing that certain doors closed not because they were unworthy of what they wanted, but because those paths were not aligned with their deeper purpose. Destiny often protects by removing situations that could eventually lead the chosen one away from the direction they are meant to follow. This removal may appear sudden, and sometimes it happens just as everything seemed to be falling into place. An opportunity may vanish at the last minute, leaving the chosen one feeling disappointed. A relationship that once felt strong may begin fading without any clear explanation. A carefully planned path may suddenly reach a dead end. At first, these experiences are rarely understood as protection. The chosen one may only see the loss itself. They may feel the absence of what once seemed important. It is natural during this stage to feel frustration or sadness. Human beings naturally attach meaning to the plans and connections they build in their lives. When those things disappear, the emptiness they leave behind can feel deeply personal. However, destiny does not always reveal its intentions immediately. What feels like a loss today may reveal itself as protection months or even years later. Many chosen ones eventually reach a moment when they look back on a past disappointment and realize that it prevented them from entering a situation that would have limited their growth. For example, a relationship that once seemed perfect may have ended before deeper conflicts appeared. At the time, the ending may have felt painful and unfair, yet with distance and reflection, the chosen one may recognize that staying in that relationship could have prevented them from discovering healthier connections in the future. The same pattern often appears with opportunities. A job that once felt like the perfect step forward may suddenly fall through. An important project may collapse unexpectedly. These moments can feel discouraging because they interrupt the progress the chosen one believed they were making. But sometimes, these closed doors prevent the chosen one from entering environments that would not support their true path. Destiny sometimes removes opportunities that would have taken the chosen one away from the experiences they are meant to have. A path that once seemed promising may have eventually led to limitations that prevented them from reaching their full potential. By removing that path early, destiny redirects the chosen one toward possibilities that are better aligned with their future. Another form this protection often takes appears through plans that fail despite strong effort. The chosen one may dedicate time, energy, and focus toward a particular goal, believing that success is within reach. When those plans do not succeed, the disappointment can feel especially intense because of the effort that was invested. Yet effort is never truly wasted. Even when a plan does not unfold as expected, the process of working toward that goal often develops skills, knowledge, and resilience that later become valuable in ways the chosen one did not anticipate. What initially appears to be failure may actually be preparation for something greater. Destiny's protection is not always comfortable because it often requires removing attachments. Human beings naturally build expectations around the paths they believe will lead to happiness or success. When those expectations are disrupted, it forces the chosen one to reconsider their direction. This moment of uncertainty can feel unsettling, but it also creates space for growth and transformation. Without the removal of certain paths, the chosen one might remain in situations that limit their development. Sometimes comfort itself can become an obstacle if it keeps a person from discovering their true purpose. By removing what is not meant to remain, destiny creates room for new experiences that would otherwise never appear. Many chosen ones later recognize that the most painful moments of loss in their lives were also the moments that redirected them toward the right path. The end of a relationship may have opened the door to deeper self-understanding. The disappearance of an opportunity may have pushed them to explore new directions that eventually became far more meaningful. These realizations often arrive gradually. At first, the chosen one may only see the absence of what was removed, but as time passes and new experiences unfold, they begin recognizing how those earlier losses created space for growth. The path that once seemed blocked may eventually lead them toward opportunities they never imagined. It is also important to understand that destiny does not remove things simply to create hardship. The purpose of removal is alignment. When something no longer belongs on the chosen one's path, keeping it in place can prevent progress. By allowing certain things to end, destiny ensures that the chosen one continues moving toward the direction that supports their purpose. In this sense, loss can sometimes act as a form of guidance. When something disappears from your life, it may be an invitation to reevaluate your direction. It may encourage you to look beyond what you originally planned and discover possibilities that were previously hidden from view. The chosen one's journey often includes moments where they must learn to release what no longer aligns with their growth. This process is rarely easy, but it becomes easier when they begin recognizing that removal does not always mean rejection. Sometimes it means protection. Destiny may remove certain relationships because those individuals were not meant to walk the entire journey with you. It may remove opportunities because they would have taken you away from your purpose. It may allow plans to fail because the lessons gained during that process are more important than the outcome itself. When the chosen one begins seeing their experiences through this perspective, the meaning behind past losses starts becoming clearer. What once felt like unfair endings may reveal themselves as necessary transitions. Each removal becomes part of the larger process of guiding the chosen one toward the life they are meant to live. The central message of this stage is simple but powerful. Not everything that leaves your life was meant to stay. Sometimes destiny protects the chosen one by removing what does not belong, even when that removal feels painful in the moment. What appears to be a loss today may later reveal itself as the very moment that kept you from walking the wrong path. Another powerful way destiny protects the chosen one is not only by removing what does not belong, but also by redirecting their path. While the first stage often involves loss or separation, this stage involves movement. It is the moment when life begins quietly steering the chosen one toward a direction they may not have originally planned. At times, the chosen one may believe they have already decided what their future should look like. They may have clear expectations about where they want to go, what they want to achieve, or how they want their life to unfold. These plans often feel logical and carefully thought out. Yet destiny does not always follow the plans we create for ourselves. Sometimes a single moment appears that changes everything. A decision that seems small at the time may slowly alter the course of an entire life. The chosen one may choose to take a different opportunity, move to a new environment, or pursue something that once felt uncertain. At first, the decision may not seem especially significant, but with time, its influence begins expanding in ways that could never have been predicted. These turning points often feel unexpected, because they appear during moments when the chosen one least expects them. Life may present a choice that forces them to reconsider the direction they believed was certain. In that moment, the path ahead may feel unclear, but the decision to move forward can open doors that were invisible before. One of the most common ways destiny redirects the chosen one is through encounters with new people. Sometimes a single conversation with the right person can shift how someone views their future. A mentor, a friend, or even a brief encounter with a stranger may introduce ideas that expand the chosen one's perspective. The influence of these people can be profound. They may offer encouragement during a moment of doubt, or present opportunities that the chosen one never considered before. In some cases, they help the chosen one recognize strengths and abilities that had been hidden beneath uncertainty. Through these interactions, the chosen one begins seeing possibilities that once seemed out of reach. Often these connections feel unusually meaningful. The chosen one may feel as though they met this person at exactly the right moment in their life. A conversation that lasts only a short time may leave a lasting impact that continues shaping their decisions long after the meeting ends. In other situations, destiny redirects the chosen one through events that initially appear negative. A sudden change may force them to leave a familiar environment. An unexpected challenge may require them to abandon a path they once believed was permanent. These moments can feel unsettling because they remove the stability the chosen one once relied upon. Yet it is often through these disruptions that new directions begin to emerge. When a familiar path disappears, the chosen one must explore possibilities that were previously ignored. They may discover talents, interests, or opportunities that had remained hidden while they were focused on their original plan. Many chosen ones later realize that some of the most important redirections in their lives began with events they once considered setbacks. Losing a particular opportunity may have led them to discover a path that aligned more closely with their purpose. Being forced to change direction may have introduced them to people or experiences that shaped their future in unexpected ways. The process of redirection can feel confusing while it is happening. The chosen one may question why certain events occurred, or why life suddenly changed direction without warning. When the meaning behind these events is not yet visible, It can feel as though life is moving unpredictably. However, with time and reflection, many chosen ones begin recognizing that these redirections were not random. Instead, they were guiding the chosen one toward the places, experiences, and connections that were necessary for their growth. Sometimes the chosen one only understands the purpose of a redirection after they have already walked far along the new path. Looking back, they may notice how certain events connected in ways that were impossible to see before. The decision they once hesitated to make may have led to opportunities that shaped their life in powerful ways. Destiny often works through these subtle shifts rather than dramatic transformations. Instead of announcing the path clearly from the beginning, it guides the chosen one step by step. Each experience prepares them for the next stage, gradually revealing a direction that becomes clearer over time. As the chosen one begins recognizing these patterns, their perspective on life often begins to change. What once felt like random events now begins to appear as guidance. The unexpected moments that once created uncertainty may now look like signs that their path was being redirected towards something greater. This realization can bring a sense of reassurance. Even when life does not follow the plan the chosen one originally created, there may still be a deeper direction unfolding beneath the surface. Each redirection becomes a reminder that the journey is still moving forward, even if the destination is not yet fully visible. The chosen one may also begin trusting their intuition more during this stage. As they reflect on past redirections, they often notice that certain decisions felt right on a deeper level, even when they seemed uncertain logically. This awareness encourages them to listen more closely to their inner guidance when new opportunities or challenges appear. Through this process, the chosen one gradually learns that destiny is not only removing what does not belong in their life, it is also guiding them toward what does. Every unexpected encounter, every sudden decision, and every change in direction may be part of the journey that leads them closer to their purpose. The central message of this stage is that destiny does more than protect the chosen one from the wrong paths. It also gently leads them toward the right ones. Even when the journey feels uncertain, the redirections that appear along the way often serve as quiet signs that the chosen one is being guided toward where they are truly meant to be. Beyond the moments of loss and redirection, there is often a deeper reason behind why destiny protects the chosen one. The protection they experience is not simply about avoiding pain or preventing mistakes. In many cases, it exists because their journey is connected to something greater than what they can immediately see. The chosen one is often being prepared for a purpose that requires strength, wisdom, and clarity that can only be developed through experience. In the earlier stages of life, this purpose may not yet be visible. The chosen one may simply feel that their path is different from others around them. They may notice that their life includes more challenges, more unexpected changes, or more moments of reflection than they see in the lives of many people around them. At times, this difference can feel confusing. They may wonder why their journey seems more complicated, or why certain opportunities seem to disappear before they can fully develop. Yet when the chosen one begins looking at their life from a broader perspective, they often discover that these experiences were shaping them in ways they did not recognize at first. The difficulties they faced were not meaningless obstacles. They were forming qualities that would later become essential for the path ahead. Challenges have a unique way of developing strength. When a person moves through difficult experiences, they learn how to endure uncertainty and adapt to change. The chosen one often becomes resilient because they have been required to face situations that tested their patience and determination. Each challenge adds another layer to their ability to remain steady, even when circumstances feel unstable. This resilience becomes one of the most important tools the chosen one carries into the future. Without it, the responsibilities or opportunities connected to their purpose might feel overwhelming. Through their earlier experiences, they develop the inner stability necessary to face complex situations with courage. Difficult experiences also deepen the chosen one's wisdom. When someone moves through hardship, they begin seeing the world through a more thoughtful perspective. They become aware that life is not always simple, and that every person carries struggles that may not be visible on the surface. This awareness often creates empathy and understanding. The chosen one learns how to listen carefully and how to recognize the emotional experiences of others. These qualities become powerful when they later find themselves supporting, guiding, or inspiring people who are facing similar challenges. The wisdom developed through struggle often allows the chosen one to interpret life in ways that others may not immediately recognize. They begin noticing patterns and lessons within experiences that once felt random. Instead of reacting to every difficulty with frustration, they begin searching for the meaning behind what they are experiencing. Another important part of this protection involves the paths that destiny prevents the chosen one from taking. In earlier stages of life, it may feel frustrating when certain opportunities disappear or when situations end unexpectedly. At the time, the chosen one may believe that something valuable has been lost. However, as time passes, many chosen ones realize that those removed paths may have taken them away from their true direction. Certain environments might have limited their potential. Certain relationships might have distracted them from their growth. Certain opportunities might have led them toward goals that were not aligned with their deeper purpose. Destiny's protection often works quietly by guiding the chosen one away from these paths before they travel too far down them. In the moment, the removal of those paths may feel painful or confusing. Yet the purpose behind that removal is often to keep the chosen one focused on the direction that will ultimately lead them toward fulfillment. Many chosen ones only recognize this protection after reflecting on their past experiences. They may remember moments when something they deeply wanted did not happen. At the time, the disappointment may have felt overwhelming, but later, they may realize that if that opportunity had succeeded, they might never have discovered the path that eventually brought them meaning. In this way, destiny does not always protect the chosen one by giving them exactly what they ask for. Sometimes it protects them by guiding them away from what is not meant for them. This protection ensures that their energy, time, and attention remain available for the experiences that truly matter. Another reason for this protection is that the chosen one's journey often carries influence beyond their own life. The strength and wisdom they develop through their experiences may later become valuable to others who are searching for guidance or hope. The challenges they once struggled to understand may later become the very lessons that allow them to help someone else find clarity. Because of this, destiny often prepares the chosen one carefully. Every challenge, every lesson, and every redirection contributes to the development of the person they are becoming. Without these experiences, they might not have the understanding necessary to fulfill the purpose waiting ahead. It is important to remember that this preparation does not always feel comfortable. Growth rarely occurs within perfect conditions. The chosen one's journey often includes moments where they must confront uncertainty, overcome fear, and trust their ability to move forward even when the outcome is unclear. Yet these moments are what transform the chosen one from someone searching for direction into someone capable of walking their path with confidence. The lessons gained through experience gradually build the foundation that supports their purpose. Over time, the chosen one may begin recognizing that many of the things they once lost were actually protecting them. The relationships that ended may have prevented them from remaining in environments that limited their growth. The opportunities that disappeared may have redirected them toward paths that allowed their talents to develop more fully. This realization often brings a sense of peace. The chosen one begins understanding that destiny was never working against them. Instead, it was guiding and protecting them throughout the entire journey. The protection they experienced was not random. It was part of a larger process designed to ensure that they continued moving toward the life they were meant to live. When the chosen one sees their journey through this perspective, even the most difficult experiences begin to carry meaning. What once felt like loss begins to look like guidance. What once felt like rejection begins to look like protection. And through this understanding, the chosen one realizes that destiny was never trying to take something away from them. It was making sure they stayed on the path that would lead them exactly where they were meant to be. As we reach the end of this message, it is important to reflect on the deeper idea behind everything we have explored. In the life of the chosen one, not every loss is truly a failure. Not every closed door means that something valuable was taken away. In many cases, those moments that once felt disappointing or confusing were actually forms of protection. Destiny does not always guide the chosen one by giving them exactly what they want. Sometimes it protects them by removing what does not belong in their path. When we experience loss, it is natural to see it through the lens of disappointment. We often believe that something important has been taken from us. We question why an opportunity disappeared, why a relationship ended, or why a plan we worked hard to build suddenly collapsed. In those moments, it can feel as though life is working against us. Yet time often reveals a very different perspective. Many chosen ones eventually reach a point where they look back on certain events in their lives and realize that those painful moments were actually turning points. The opportunity that did not work out may have prevented them from entering an environment that would have limited their growth. The relationship that ended may have protected them from a future filled with misunderstanding or conflict. The path that once seemed blocked may have quietly redirected them towards something far better than what they originally imagined. When viewed from this perspective, destiny's protection becomes easier to recognize. Instead of seeing life as a series of random disappointments, the chosen one begins seeing a pattern within their experiences. Certain doors closed at exactly the moment when those paths were no longer aligned with their purpose. Certain people left their life when those connections had already served their role in the journey. Certain plans failed because they were leading toward destinations that were never truly meant for them. This understanding often arrives slowly. It usually requires time and reflection before the meaning behind these moments becomes clear. At first, the chosen one may only see the loss itself, but as their life continues unfolding, new opportunities begin appearing, new connections form, and new directions reveal themselves. When they look back, they'll begin recognizing how those earlier losses created space for something more meaningful to enter their life. Because of this, it can be valuable to reflect on your own journey. Think about moments when something important seemed to disappear from your life. Perhaps there was a time when a door closed unexpectedly. Perhaps a situation that once seemed perfect came to an end. At that moment, it may have felt like a setback or a disappointment. But what happened afterward? Did that ending eventually lead you toward a different path? Did it introduce you to new opportunities, new people, or new lessons that helped you grow in ways you never expected? Many chosen ones discover that the moments they once feared the most eventually became the very experiences that guided them toward their purpose. Destiny's protection does not always appear in the form we hope for. We often expect protection to look like success, approval, or immediate progress. But sometimes, the greatest protection comes through the things that do not happen. It comes through the plans that fail, the doors that close, and the paths that suddenly disappear. These moments may feel difficult when they first occur, but they often carry wisdom that can only be understood later. Destiny sometimes gives us what we need rather than what we want, guiding us away from situations that could have led us further from our true purpose. For the chosen one, this understanding becomes an important part of their journey. When they begin trusting that not every loss is meant to harm them, they develop the ability to move forward with greater confidence and patience. They learn to see life not only through the lens of immediate results, but through the deeper meaning that unfolds over time. And as they continue walking their path, they begin realizing that even the moments that once felt like endings were actually part of a larger process, guiding them toward the life they were meant to live. If this message spoke to you today, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who may need to hear this message, and subscribe to the channel for more messages created especially for the chosen ones.